detailing the history of dragons in myth and reality. Folklore dragons, mythical creatures of immense power and often depicted as giant reptiles with wings and the ability to breathe fire, have captured the imagination of humanity for millennia. From ancient civilizations to modern pop culture, dragons have left an indelible mark on human history, appearing in folklore, literature, art, and even religion. Let's delve into the rich tapestry of dragon mythology and explore their fascinating history. Introduction to dragons. Dragons are legendary creatures that have been featured in the mythologies of various cultures worldwide. They are typically portrayed as large, serpentine creatures with scales, claws, and formidable abilities such as flight and fire-breathing. Dragons hold significant symbolic meanings in different societies, often representing power, wisdom, and sometimes malevolence. Early depictions of dragons, ancient Mesopotamian and Egyptian depictions. The dragons in Hindu mythology. In Hindu mythology, dragons are known as Nagas and are revered as powerful deities associated with water and fertility. They are often depicted as serpentine beings with multiple heads and are worshipped in temples across India. Dragons in modern pop culture. Dragons continue to captivate audiences in modern times through literature, movies, and video games. Film and television dragons have made a significant impact on popular culture through their portrayal in film and television. From classic films like The Never-Ending Story to blockbuster franchises like Game of Thrones, dragons continue to captivate audiences with their awe-inspiring presence and mythical allure. Influence of dragons in literature and movies. Dragons have been featured in countless works of literature to modern fantasy novels. They have also been a staple of fantasy films, with iconic examples including The Lord of the Rings and How to Train Your Dragon. Dragons have long been a staple of literature, appearing in epic poems, fairy tales, and modern fantasy novels. Authors have crafted intricate worlds inhabited by dragons, captivating readers with tales of heroism and adventure, alleged sightings, and cryptozoology. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, there have been occasional reports of dragon sightings throughout history. Cryptozoologists, who study animals that are rumored to exist but have not been scientifically proven, continue to investigate these claims, although skeptics remain unconvinced. Are dragons real? Dragons are purely mythical creatures and have never been proven to exist in reality. Why are dragons often depicted as fire-breathing creatures? The concept of dragons breathing fire likely stems from their association with chaos and destruction in many mythologies. Are there any real animals that resemble dragons? While there are no animals that closely resemble the dragons of mythology, some have speculated that certain large reptiles, such as Komodo dragons or crocodiles, may have influenced dragon legends. If you are enjoying the video, please do remember to like and subscribe to the channel for more. What is the oldest known dragon myth? The oldest known depictions of dragons can be traced back to ancient Mesopotamian and Egyptian civilizations, dating back thousands of years. Do all cultures view dragons in the same way? No. The perception of dragons varies widely across different cultures, ranging from malevolent beasts to benevolent guardians. Dragons, often regarded as majestic and fearsome creatures, have an extensive history entrenched in folklore, mythology, and cultural symbolism. Their portrayal and significance vary across different civilizations, but they consistently evoke awe and fascination. Let's explore further into the depths of dragon lore. The varied interpretations of dragons. Dragons have undergone diverse interpretations throughout history, reflecting the cultural values and beliefs of each society. Symbolism of dragons. In many cultures, dragons symbolize more than just mythical beasts. They embody a spectrum of meanings, from wisdom and protection to chaos and destruction. For example, in Chinese culture, dragons represent imperial power and auspiciousness, while in Western folklore, they often embody malevolence and the embodiment of evil. Dragons in religion and spirituality. Beyond their role in folklore, dragons are deeply entrenched in religious and spiritual contexts. In some traditions, dragons are revered as divine beings or deities, while in others, they are feared as malevolent forces to be appeased or vanquished. Gaming. In the realm of gaming, dragons are a recurring theme in countless video games. From action-adventure titles to massive multiplayer online role-playing games, players often find themselves embarking on quests to slay dragons, or even assuming the role of dragons themselves in games, role-playing games, and fantasy novels. Dragons play a central role in many role-playing games such as Dungeons & Dragons, where players can assume the roles of heroic adventurers facing off against fearsome dragons in epic quests. Fantasy novels featuring dragons, such as Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Riders of Pern series, have garnered widespread acclaim and a devoted fan base. Scientific explanations and reality. While dragons are purely mythical creatures, some have speculated about their origins and existence. Cultural origins of dragon myths. Many scholars believe that dragon myths originated from the discovery of large dinosaur fossils by ancient civilizations. The resemblance between the skeletal remains of dinosaurs and the legendary dragons may have inspired stories and legends passed down through generations. The earliest known depictions of dragons can be traced back to ancient Mesopotamian and Egyptian civilizations. In Mesopotamian mythology, dragons were often associated with chaos and destruction, while in Egyptian mythology, they symbolized fertility and protection. Chinese dragon mythology. In Chinese culture, dragons hold a revered status as symbols of imperial power and good fortune. Unlike their Western counterparts, Chinese dragons are benevolent creatures associated with rain, water, and agriculture. They are depicted as long serpentine beings, with elongated bodies and often depicted with multiple claws. Dragons in European folklore. Greek and Roman mythology. Dragons in ancient Greek and Roman mythology were often depicted as malevolent beasts that guarded treasure or terrorized villages. The most famous example is the dragon slain by the hero Hercules during one of his labors, medieval European tales of dragons. During the Middle Ages, dragons featured prominently in European folklore and legends. They were often portrayed as ferocious creatures that terrorized villages and kidnapped maidens, requiring brave knights to slay them. Stories of dragons, such as St. George and the Dragon, became popular across Europe. Dragons in Eastern cultures, Japanese and Korean dragon lore. In Japanese and Korean mythology, dragons are considered benevolent beings associated with water and weather. They are depicted as serpentine creatures with colorful scales and are often revered as protective spirits. The evolution of dragon depictions. Artistic representations. Artistic depictions of dragons have evolved over time, reflecting changes in cultural perceptions and artistic styles. From the intricate designs of ancient tapestries to the detailed illustrations found in medieval manuscripts, dragons have been a perennial subject of artistic expression. The enduring legacy of dragons. Despite their mythical nature, dragons continue to hold a special place in the hearts and minds of people around the world. Whether as symbols of power and wisdom or as creatures of fantasy and imagination, dragons remain an enduring symbol of human creativity and storytelling. Conclusion. In conclusion, the history of dragons is as vast and varied as the cultures that have revered and feared them throughout the ages. From ancient myths to modern-day fantasies, dragons continue to capture our imagination and inspire wonder. Whether soaring through the skies or lurking in the depths of our collective unconscious, Dragons remind us of the enduring power of myth and the boundless depths of human imagination. Dragons have been an enduring symbol in human culture, spanning continents and millennia. From ancient mythologies to modern-day fantasy worlds, these majestic creatures continue to inspire awe and wonder in people of all ages.